Let's see.
Anyone? Okay, so they're approved. And we don't have Dave and we don't have Nelson yet, but they might come back. And we'll move on to the villager feedback. Anybody hear anything? Villager article, anyone?
Good things.
I was a little disappointed because it was different than just they claimed that it was going to be. I mean, he called it a front page spread, but it really was just a side column that started on the front page and then was referred later. So, and the headline was not, instead of highlighting Emerald Ash Borer, it said tree penalty funds to be used to benefit trees or protect trees or something like that. So in that way, I just felt like, I mean, it was an unusual and maybe, I guess, intriguing lead, but it just wasn't as Emerald Ash Borer front and center as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would just be like a very eye-catching thing, but it wasn't. But, whatever. I think it was nice that they first addressed what Camden's doing before going on to other towns. So I think it was
okay.
It was there, yeah.
And I guess I saw somebody commented that they complained that we just gave we didn't send it out to bid because he said it was just we had pre-approved tree works, and it's like actually it did go out to bid. So I had to correct him. That was on Facebook, but because he made a few mistakes there, and Brian tried to correct him, but no changes were made to the article. Did you hear anything, Kathy?
Just positive things. I think it was a good introduction to the topic. I kind of like that they did focus on other communities because I think
it's regional.
It's regional, and it did. My opinion was he mentioned the fund because the week before they had a big article that said poisoners for the last. So maybe they're trying to, I guess it's more grabbing if it's sort of related to people who have, killed trees through poisoning, and that I thought you walked away with the idea that it's a good idea they're using these funds to save trees. I thought that was.
Yeah.
So, but, I think this is kind of a complicated subject for a lot of people to digest. So maybe this is a good introduction.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be great if we can build on that, with having workshops and because it's out there now.
Well, I was thinking since that reporter did a lot of homework interviewing other towns, which was good, even though we messed up a few things, but maybe we can take our original article, press release, and send it to Penn Bay Pilot now.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe it can be just presented the way we, with at least
That's
some
a good idea.
mistakes.
Yeah,
Do
that's good.
that.
Yeah.
And
Who
talk
has
about
the-
it a lot.
When we have Brian do that, do you have the original, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Would you mind? I
No.
could ask Brian.
Nope, I can.
I
Okay.
was thinking that I might write a letter to the villager, just kind of filling in a bit. I can't even remember what I thought to put in it now, but I can do that and
Yeah.
draw attention to.
Right, it's good to keep the conversation going.
They might very well not put it in the paper, but I think they probably would put it in the online, they put letters in there.
Do they?
I think so.
Yeah,
Has
do.
anybody
They
checked?
do.
They do, but I don't know how many of what came in get there.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know
they
what they're-
screen them.
But
Yeah.
I haven't written a letter for a long time.
Well,
on
The
purpose.
key mistake they made was saying that we just gave the contract to Tree Works when we did not.
What? I can't
The-
hear either.
The key mistake he made was saying that we handpicked Tree Works to be the contractor when we
Oh.
sent it out to bid. It was sent out to bid.
Yeah, that, I didn't understand how that got in there.
So, because that's not what the article said, and
No, you
that's
need
not
to
how it worked.
correct that, and they
We
should put a
tried
correction.
to, but they did not correct it yet.
Wow. I'm probably.
Okay, so Barb, I have the actual press release that Brian sent in, and it was just him. So his email has it in it, and I'll use that to send to
Is
the
that right?
Penn Bay.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That'd be super.
I also sent that press release to Camden Can
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was thinking that would
for their
be,
next newsletter.
yeah, that popped into my mind yesterday when I got that.
Thank you. I feel embarrassed about the lack of communication between the climate group, the select board, and the conservation commission with the climate group. Nobody comes from the select board or largely the conservation commission to the climate events. And climate, I was just talking to Kathleen about it, climate's getting worse. I'm probably not going to be able to go on coming to meetings, but I don't share much about it anyway. And what we're trying to do largely isn't working in a large scale way, so.
Right. Do you want that microphone? Because no one's using it.
No one's using this. It's hard to hear you.
Yeah. I'm just issuing a complaint that there's not more connection between the Conservation Commission and the climate group and the select board and the climate group, especially because it's all getting worse and it's getting faster and the responses to try to slow it down are slowing down too. So it's like sounding an alarm because, I probably won't be here to say so. So anyway.
No, it's a good point. I think also it's, it'd be great if we had
Kathy.
An intern, a paid intern to do some coordination of the press releases, social media, all of that, because it's kind of piecemeal, and I think it's related to that,
Yeah.
One person does one thing, and then it doesn't seem that well organized. Or one person does that. That's a lot of work, though, to do all the PR for all these events. But I agree with you, Beatty. It'd be great because I think we have a lot of similar interests, but we're not always connected to each other. And some of that could be cured by having more social media, I think, or I don't know, have maybe somebody attend different meetings.
Well, I sort of thought I'd be doing that and sharing between the climate group and the conservation, but I just felt that it's been hard to get your feet on the ground, and there's so much in the environment besides climate. Even though climate is going to be so much worse, I don't know. I didn't really want to get in your way. Because I think you've been doing a good job with the things that you can pay attention to.
It's hard to hear you unless you talk in the microphone.
I'm sorry, I think you're doing a good job with what you are paying attention to.
Well, there's lots of different things we keep paying attention to, and there's only so much time, but what was our agenda back
Right.
here? Okay, so regarding the handout, the one that's being printed has a slight change in what we all agreed to. Because I sent it to Holly and she wanted to, where we talk about, where's a point? She said, under the page where we put, on the second page, it says, why you may see workers treating town trees. And it says the town of Camden was working to protect ash trees on public property. You may see licensed arborists making small injections. And she wanted to change that to, where was it? Shoot, sorry, too many tabs open here. She wanted to change it to small injections of, was decided on with, this is back and forth a million times with me and Brian. Small injections of a systemic pesticide that targets EAB larvae. And that was only, And then after that, she just calls it the treatment. So it was those kind of words, small
Is there,
injections.
what's objectionable about that?
What?
Is there something objectionable?
She just thought it would be more descriptive than calling it small injections. So we're describing the
Oh, no,
injections
that's
as
great.
systemic, of a systemic pesticide that targets EAB larvae.
That's great.
So I don't think it's critical that we change it on the online thing, but the printed one will say that.
Oh, good.
Okay, so and we're going to start with 400, see where it goes. So
Okay.
if that's a problem, and so once we have it, I mean, then we should be talking about how we get it out to people. I mean, of course, we can have some at the town office just near Janice's desk, so if everyone is interested. But I was kind of visualizing that we might have it at like farmers market or some other town events, maybe some in the library. I don't know. I was asking you guys what you think.
I think the library would definitely have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else am I missing?
Well, you could put some at Zoot.
That's good. Yeah.
Um,
Would you write that out in Zoot Library, town office?
And if Brian does those workshops, we could
Right.
distribute them then.
Of course.
And what else?
well, definitely at poetry.
Of course.
Oh, right. And the next public Camden Can meeting, maybe we could have some brochures for that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to?
Yeah. We had, Camden Can suggests that you go to the polls and have a table, get a table.
yeah.
And then you have stuff as people go by.
Yeah. The polls is always good.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there if you don't get there. So,
We could bring
yeah.
okay.
You're talking about
But
June.
Of course. It will already happen by then, but
The
Yes,
injection,
but
right?
you got years to go.
I know, but it's the same.
I really think it'd be nice for the Conservation Commission to do something anyway, and the polls is a way to reach different levels, different
Everybody
pieces.
basically.
We could,
When we had that other brochure, we found out that you can't put anything in somebody's mailbox,
Right.
but we did hang it on doorknobs.
Yeah, and you can
And
squeeze them in sometimes.
I don't know, it's hard to say whether that was effective or not.
well,
but-
Well,
I noticed because I
Right, but that's
I thought
another
it was
thing.
cool.
It
So
didn't take that
do-
long.
There was some discussion of getting more of those.
Yeah, because Molly basically, I think she printed most of them. We had 100. I think we have 100 left, but
Because we could have that at the polls too, just to
yeah,
evidence that, well, that wasn't the Camden Conservation Commission, that was you.
right.
So,
Right.
Would you be interested in simultaneously making an appeal for people to sign up for replacement trees and more trees to kind of try to get ahead of the planting? That could be part of your
oh,
outreach.
can you repeat what you said?
That the Conservation Commission could include information about getting street shade trees
street trees, the street
Yeah.
tree program, yeah.
to get ahead of it, because you're going to need to be replacing, people need to be signing up. Dave needs to be stimulated.
Just an FYI, I'm also on the budget committee, and we're looking at a huge shortfall in revenue and stuff like that. And
Oh,
one of
really?
the suggestions is to cut the tree budget
Whoa.
of
Yeah,
many
well,
things.
all the more reason for the Conservation Commission to be out there.
I know, I'm just saying.
Calling
I'm just
for
saying,
people
there
to
may not be a
call.
budget for new trees. That's what my point is.
It's not, what is the budget for the trees? It's too bad.
It's like, I think it was $7,000.
Uh-huh,
You see,
I'm fighting against it, but I'm one person.
uh-huh.
So I'm just saying,
this is always going to happen.
I know, but right now, because, well, I'm going to do it later, but
That's
The
all
last
the more
several- the
reason to
last-
make noise.
the last handful of years, the town has been using a surplus that they had from previous years to make up for the fact that the budget was high. And they don't have that surplus anymore, and they keep trimming everything they can trim, and it's still really high. And the only revenue sources we have been kind of axed by the
Well, if this is the
select board.
case,
So
which,
we're looking at a huge, huge tax increase. So the same.
no, you're saying the truth. If this is happening, all the more reason for people to need that there need to be replacement trees because it's heating up and we need the
And
air
but the town's only
conditioning.
going to do them, that's street
And
trees.
there needs to be a channel for them to help pay. And this is something the Conservation Commission can be doing.
So you're suggesting that we work on setting up a system where people pay into it to fund the street tree
I
program?
think there should be a way that people can see their way to help pay for street trees. There should be a channel where the town okays the tree and they can pay for part or all of it depending on how poor the town is. People don't have that channel now. It's only the town planting trees. So if the money's going to go, it's an opportunity to open it up. So there's supposed to be a tree committee. There's supposed to be all these, sort of bureaucratic things that are part of other people's, and nobody
So if
wants to
they're paying-
disturb the
I'm just-
town planting because it's working. But if it's not going to work, and anyway, because the emerald ash borer, there should be a path for people to help and have the town okay, because it's shared land.
Right, so you're
Legal.
thinking people who just care about street trees would,
I know they're very far and few between at the moment, apparently. but-
I'm just trying to follow what your thinking is, okay? So
I
you're
want
thinking that
another
some-
way to get street shade trees, so and parking lot trees for that matter. You need to shade the asphalt.
Right. So I'm just saying, so it could be a way that people like,
Well, there is, and we're supposed to have this structure, a sort of, if we're a tree city or if
Right.
we're a
We
conservation
do have
commission.
that.
And we do.
We do.
We have the structure.
If Dave was here, he could give you,
Right.
like,
Yeah,
I
but-
did the final report for the
But
Arbor Day.
there
grant.
isn't, if the money's going to go and if we lose a lot of trees because of emerald ash borer, what's the percentage of ash trees on the street?
I don't know.
I think we know. I think that's part of the study, but I
Right.
don't hold numbers in my head. I think it's like 20%. So I don't think we do have a structure so that people can really,
Or maybe a structure from the ash borer to the street tree program doesn't
I
exist.
think it should be in general because there's so much resistance to asking for trees.
Yeah, but I think the street tree program's been pretty
It's
successful.
been great, but there's
Has
been
been.
money.
They're
There's
gonna-
been money to do it.
Right, I think,
And he pays to water them.
right,
So it's been fantastic. But if that,
Oh, no, he wasn't paying to water for private people.
what did you say?
The town is paid to water for private property.
just,
Well, I don't know what your rules are now. I know some years he was paying somebody
No.
to water.
We're not. They water the
So-
public, trees in the public spaces, but not when it's on people's property.
No, I'm talking about right-of-way, period.
yeah, she's talking about right away.
I know,
Not
but-
talking about anything except right-of-way.
I know, but even right away, the town wasn't watering the right away ones.
Okay,
It was fine. If it was in
that's
front of
something-
somebody's house.
I'm not surprised at all. So they're
It was the
responsible.
only obligation of the person whose house the tree was in front of was that they water it. The town bought it, planted it, and the person who lived in the property near the tree was required to water it.
I'm sorry, I don't hear enough. But hopefully everybody else does.
but it's, this is an important discussion, so maybe we should wait till, I think Dave should be part of this if we're going to talk
Yeah.
about it, right? Because
Well,
he could give us information about the connection between ash removal and the street tree, the
if
tree.
the
program.
money's going away and Dave can't cough it up, you're going to have to do it anyway. So you might as well,
Well, we don't know if the money's going away yet, so.
yeah.
There's other avenues too to
There,
explore.
there are structures that other towns have, which we don't have.
Well, he's the tree warden, so,
Right.
and we do have a tree board. That's this, the conservation. So we have a structure already.
Yeah.
It's just expanding it or finding new resources
Okay.
to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
So don't give up hope.
Well, the climate, climate marches on no matter what you do.
The only thing too about that is I think it might encourage people to just cut down ash trees no matter what. So that's another,
Yeah.
I mean, do we really want everybody who has an ash tree to cut it down, or like
A lot of them will go down.
No.
whether they're diseased or not?
I bet they will.
The other thing is the
Oh.
young ones they're not liable to get it until they get their bark thick enough for like 20, 30 years. So that's another consideration. They'll beat trees for a while.
Right.
Yeah. But that's something that's discussed in that Emerald Ash Borer brochure, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you test to see if it has the disease.
Well, it's cheaper to treat a tree even,
Right.
but the treatment only lasts a couple of years. So you have to be dedicated to the tree to keep treating it every 3 years. And for some people, they don't want to do that. So I'd rather just, if it's not an important tree to them,
Yeah.
that's just what's happening in most communities.
Wow.
I mean, some people are treating and some people are cutting.
Yeah. Or some people are going to cut anyway. Do you feel you said enough in the material to explain that you don't move the wood around except?
Did you see it?
Yeah, I think it's the beginning anyway, but people are going to keep asking and they're going to keep trying to move the wood around. And it needs to be debarked before it goes, even if it's not the quarantined part of the year. It needs to be debarked. It's firewood.
Well, what we were
Okay,
told.
so when we have information events that you can get into detail, but they were just
Right.
trying to get it all in one brochure and you can't
Yeah,
do that kind of in-depth
Yeah. but it's going to
detail.
come up because
Yeah.
people will cut and they will try to move it.
Right. So when we're designing our information sessions, that's when you should contribute that kind of thing, I think.
Yeah,
Dave has a plan for what to do with any trees that have to be cut down in the public way and what to do with it. And I think it's going to be an area of the transfer station. where it's
That's
gonna be
good.
moved to and
That's good.
burned,
Yeah,
which is what the Forest Service wants it to be done.
yeah.
So anyway, but he's not here.
Is
So-
he going to come?
I asked him, I saw him earlier. I was here half an hour before the meeting and he was here with someone else at a meeting. So I don't know where he went.
Hmm.
I texted him.
All right.
But the other thing we were talking about is other steps for the outreach program. And you wrote down those ideas for getting that flyer out, right?
Mhm.
And the other thing we can be doing is the tree tags, which I did last year, but used the wrong calculator for it. So, but the other thing we learned, Cynthia helped me hang them, but so they come laminate, we can get them laminated, but then we put holes in them with a punch hole and tie them around the tree. And then as soon as it rained, the whole thing filled with water. They were
Oh.
like sacks of water with, and I'm not sure what else we do. I mean, like. you
Well,
can't-
we got to schedule a information day, some session
Right.
or something
Or-
so people can come to.
well, we gotta do that too, but I'm just talking about the tree tags. Does anybody have any ideas of how
Yeah.
to we'll laminate something that's gonna stay outside? I mean, take a laminated piece of paper, attach it to a tree that's outside in all weather. Because most of the ones when I took them down were filled with water.
Yeah, that means
So, I mean,
people probably
it was a
just-
lot of work. And we
Yeah.
didn't even get them all done. Right, Cynthia?
Right. I mean, I even think it might not even be a worthwhile effort because unless it's where people, there's a lot of like slow traffic, like people walking right by the tree. And I mean, a lot of traffic. And the only one I can think of only tree that I can think of that would really be appropriate that way is the one on the green.
The Village Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could like use, do this one sign that we can perfect.
Maybe
then
do
if
that,
we-
and then if we have rain, we redo it.
And yeah, but then if we finally settle on a really perfect design that's not difficult to attach and not, and all that, then we could branch out, as it were. But that running around jumping in and out of the car and trying to figure out where to park and whether we have the right tree.
It took us hours.
Wow.
How much does it cost to have the laminated?
The original batch was done by the Maine Forest Service. In the future batches, the town has to do it.
Yeah, because
But-
people do that all the time. I know it costs, but if you use sample trees, this is an ash, this is the kind that's gonna get it,
I
have a
know, well,
look
we
at
were
it.
trying to do that, but like I said, we spent all this time running around, putting them up on all these trees, and then, then it rained a couple days later, and then.
No, those things completely withstand. And I put things in the plastic sleeves, but I don't put the open part at the top. I put at
It's
the bottom.
completely laminated,
Oh, it
and
fills up?
they were completely laminated, but then we had to put a way to affix it to the tree.
Yeah,
So, we-
but you punch little holes in them and the water
and
goes
then
in
we
that
put
way.
twine
You
around it.
delaminated it.
Yeah, and so then the water got in there.
If you-
So,
Aren't there edges that are completely separate?
No,
no, it's too narrow. So-
because we were using a pole punch, a
So-
hole punch.
Not cool.
No, no.
That's a good word.
You have to put something around and not puncture it.
Well,
Okay, well, we can let her take over the program.
all those things, because that was
Sorry.
and you need at least 2 people minimum per tree, because
Wow, that sounds
Because
like a lot of work.
you're talking about the biggest trees, obviously,
Right.
so you need 2 people to
at
reach
times
around
it
them.
felt like we should have 3
You know,
people.
Steve Vondell has wanted to do all these things all along. And there are other people who like doing stuff. It's just
Well,
you
he
guys
didn't
should
want
know.
to sit for the rest of the year till this project came up, so that was nice.
There are a
Um,
lot of people, I think, who would enjoy
Steve,
it if they
Steve
can.
has been doing a lot of the watering. Steve has been doing a lot of the watering for the town.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, I know.
he's doing
Maybe-
good.
That's right.
Maybe
He
you
was
could
doing
bring
it
the
for free.
tags to the first workshop or just as a sample of, because people who, for private property, can they fill out one of those tags easily or?
Well, see, you have to calculate the value of the
Right.
tree with an app that you punch in
Right, so
values,
it's
and
kind of complicated.
and that
right?
the one we used didn't work really.
Uh-huh.
But what the thing is that they originally had recommended we use a specific app that they want us to use. You put in the diameter of the tree and the distance from a home and other things. And then by the time, when they first gave us the instructions till the time we got the tags and we used it, that app had gone away. And then they wanted us to use a different one, but it had different parameters.
Uh-huh.
So the numbers weren't really quite right.
Wow, it sounds kind of.
It was,
like
It's
not-
weird,
not
too,
quite
because-
nightmarish, but a little, very complicated.
It's
right?
also a very sketchy sort of like concept. What is the value of a tree?
Right.
Like all the assumptions that go into that and the things that are omitted from it and the qualitative things versus quantitative
Right.
is like just not there. So I just wonder whether it really means anything.
The more
I
I
know.
mean, other than just saying, here's an ash tree. This is what happens if you don't treat it.
Right.
And
And this is what it's worth.
I know.
Right.
Well, there
Well-
are real estate things that actually are not that bad because it can measure different neighborhoods and the values of the homes that have the trees in front of them. I'm not talking about trees off the street, but that is normally valued. But the other thing that they really pay attention is the removal cost.
Excuse me?
The
removal
removal
costs. We
cost.
could say this tree would cost X amount to
Yeah,
remove if
That's
you
a
don't
better
treat
sign, I
it.
think.
I think that's the most important thing we should be
Yeah.
getting to people
Right.
when we do in-person things, because it is expensive to remove a tree,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's cost money to treat it, but it's still, I mean,
Then you still have it.
you still have the tree.
Have the tree.
And-
Yeah.
We spent like $1,800 to remove a tree in our yard, and it wasn't that big. $1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It couldn't be more.
what?
It couldn't be a lot
Oh, and
more.
this was one I could actually put my arms
Yeah.
around, whereas these other trees we were looking at.
And the tree people are very hungry for those jobs.
Yeah.
They're reaching out.
It's a
Yeah.
booming business.
All right, so other things we can do to advertise or publicly relate here.
Could you put it on the town's website under the conservation
Yes,
committee? Is that
Yes.
in the works? Okay,
Yep.
great.
I can ask Collie, I'll put that down. I'll ask Collie to put it up there. Because I'd rather you to put the more slightly up to date one.
Do we want to have a public presentation like in this room or something?
Yeah, didn't we talk about this or no?
Yeah, but
Because
I don't think we made any decisions
We
about
have
it.
to find a time.
I think we should also have something at the library.
Oh, wait, we were talking
Well-
about having a thing at the Villager Cafe, right?
Right,
Were you looking into that?
no. But the library, I think we should, even if we have to.
The
pay-
library's hard to get into.
You can't,
unless you
yeah,
book.
there's,
Yeah,
They pay, I think it's $25 to
But you
No,
can
no,
book a
no.
year in advance.
there's no
book
time.
in, because I just talked to Julia about the poetry stuff, so.
Well, see if
That's
there's any opening-
outside.
See what openings they have for for the next upcoming month. You can
Yeah.
ask her. Would you mind doing that?
No, I'll do that.
Okay.
But I doubt we'll have the prime time, but we can
And
try to see what they're
she's
available.
very interested in
Yeah.
tree stuff, so
Okay. Would you-
I think there's
mind
a
doing
real
that?
ally there.
Yeah.
Here he is, tree warden.
Yay!
But otherwise, we could have it here. I
Yes, we
mean,
could, yeah.
I can check with Janice.
okay.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
About time.
Dave, this is Sally.
How you doing, Sally? Nice to meet you too.
And our Public Works Director.
Public Works Director, very important. Nice to meet you.
Some people think so.
Most of us do. Want to give an update?
Ooh. Oh, well.
Hmm?
So I got a call from one of the arborists in town, and he wanted me to go over and look at 97 Bayview. And I went over there, and like every tree in the area is like marked with a green ribbon. Talking like,
Be removed?
I thought so, because it wasn't, he was only asking about one specific tree, and I called him and he says, "Oh, those are all the ash trees that the homeowner wanted me to identify because he wants to inoculate them all."
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yes, I
Phew.
was like, whew. I was like, ah,
Some
all
good
right. I was
news.
thinking, I was like, oh God, what am I getting into
Our
here?
worst nightmare.
So that was good news, I
Yeah.
guess. And then, but he was asking if we were going to be inoculating ones that are within the right of way, and I said we were.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a funny story in a way. What else?
Did we miss any other? We have 4 people as local arborists who can do inoculations. Hawks.
Well, we had
Jane.
3, right?
We had 3 and then we added Hawks. I'm
What do-
looking at
We had Hawks,
Tree Works.
Tree Works, and
The people
the other company.
tree keepers, the new guy.
Oh, was Tree Keepers put on there?
He was put on there because he says he does it.
Oh, yeah,
The
but
new, the new tree keeper guy.
he didn't want to just do the whole town. He wants to
No,
just
and
do-
he only does trees.
I think that's reasonable
fine, that's
because
fine.
they're
Some people-
a organic or more
Yep.
organic type of
Yeah.
tree.
And the other one was, who was the other person who out of town people who, the bigger organization, Bartlett,
Bartlett. Yeah,
put him down.
yeah. I saw the pamphlet and I made a comment on it on the.
Yeah. So we only have those 4 for now.
Yep.
And that's what's getting printed for the time.
I actually got an email from someone from the Garden Club. Anybody here on the Garden Club?
I remember that.
I am.
Did you hear about the new Garden Club president
Yeah.
about the mice, the
Yeah,
most?
the rodenticides. I got an email
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Mice?
No, it's Amy Thompson wants to do a little series on rodenticides.
Rodenticides and how like the raptors and cats will eat the depending on the type of rodenticide they use.
Yeah.
It's killing owls and
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's putting together some presentations at the library or something, I think.
Yeah. She's got a lot of people already. So she's good.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway,
And
we were wondering, Beatty thought that the town watered trees in, when they were planted on private, when they planted in the public way of private property. Are we doing that?
Well, I knew, I didn't know.
we,
I thought
I
they
didn't quite
started
hear
out-
that. We're watering trees in the right of way?
If it was on like someone's property, say in
No,
front of my house, let's say, or something.
no.
No, just in the
No.
right of way.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, just in the right of way if we planted them.
Yeah,
But like something that looks like it's somebody's yard, but technically it's within the 10 feet or whatever it is.
It's a little
Of the
different
street.
everywhere, but yeah, I mean, if it's in the right of way and we plant the tree, we usually will water it and get it to the point where it doesn't need to be watered
Yeah,
anymore.
okay.
And then we
Oh, okay, my mistake.
move on from it. That's kind of how I've been looking at it.
Yeah. You could, if the town runs out of money, like I was just being told, you could make people water their trees.
We would like them to water their
I'd
trees
rather
if they
you
can.
didn't, but that's what the garden club did. And you plant big trees that need a lot of water.
Yeah,
And I'm really glad that the town takes that responsibility, as you know.
right. I mean, we're just more consistent with it sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the person. Some
They're-
people
they're-
do a good job, but
A lot of people aren't even here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think because we made the investment, we want to make sure it at least reaches the point of where it can take care of itself.
Yeah, which is sometimes 2 years with the droughts.
Okay, so Dave, are you in on the budget committee's deliberations? And
They haven't touched any of our tree stuff.
well, she was saying that it's
It was brought up
vulnerable.
as something that could be axed.
Oh, well, you know about that. I didn't hear that. Yeah.
I'm trying to fight that, but it was
Yeah.
just one thing that was commented.
So is there anything you can do, or you'd have to stay
Well,
out of
they,
it?
generally they would say something to me or, you know,
You would
I
think.
mean, what part? The tree planting or the,
New trees.
oh,
How
Well-
much do you spend a year on new trees? Is it offset?
well,
Off the top of your
that was
head.
originally based on trying to buy trees of a certain size and to plant about 50 a year.
Uh-huh.
That's what that was based on.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we'd still be doing okay if we didn't have all of that, but.
How much was it?
I think it's like $10,000. Is that what it is?
7.
7. Oh, that's not a lot of money. Is that,
I mean, why would they be looking at $7,000?
Because we're looking at 18% increase in tax payment, in tax.
Well,
revenue.
it's 11 now.
It's 11 now. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's 11 because of the thing I did with the,
Okay, that's good. Haven't heard, I haven't
Yeah.
get up to speed on that one.
so.
if that's the case, is there any way that the Conservation Committee could get a heads up so we could also figure out
You know what
other
you can,
means of raising money for something like this too? So it just doesn't
well, what,
disappear?
what you should do is go to the next budget meeting
Which is tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
or just zoom in and just like, and do they have a public
Yeah. Yeah.
comment section?
Yeah,
during-
if people raise their hand, they do.
Then say, you know, the recipe is this. The more people that say something, the less they apt are to like try to remove something.
Yeah,
So if you go in and several of you go in and, say, I live on Hardin Ave and I don't want this portion of the budget cut. And then you say, I live on Park Street, I don't want this portion of the budget cut. And then you say, I live on Rawson Ave and I don't want this portion of the budget cut. Usually that's enough for them to be like, oh, all right, we're not gonna mess with that.
okay, can anybody here go tomorrow night? I just bought tickets for something tomorrow night.
I think having like 2 or 3 people helping communicate that so they know it isn't just one person that has an issue with it is
Uh-huh.
helpful.
It's 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock. There's a Zoom thing on the website,
Okay.
or you can go in person. And I'll be there.
I mean, I also think it's important to say that this has been part of something that's been an ongoing thing that we've been doing.
Well,
and- Yeah,
And like as Beatty was saying, if we're going to be losing ash trees, potentially losing ash trees is even more important than ever.
right. Losing ash trees. And that's the whole idea behind doing this diverse group of trees a little at a time so that when we get a diverse population of tree growth in the town. And then if you have like one of these, die-offs of either whatever, beech trees, ash trees, that it doesn't feel like the place has got no trees left, because that's why
Right,
you
right.
don't just plant one kind of tree when you do a urban forest. You want to have a
Right.
diverse group of trees. If you notice, we haven't really planted all the same trees anywhere.
Right,
We've been
yeah,
planting a lot of different trees.
that's
But
great.
if you think about it, if we had a certain blight of some sort that attacked one species and we only have like 3 species of trees, it'd make a big difference if all those were gone.
And emphasize wherever there are not too many wires, that the requests for trees be largely for ones that can get big enough to really shade.
With the budget.
Well, they're big enough to give shade, but not so big they get into the wires.
Vulnerable.
Yeah,
You call them the
well,
underwire trees, right?
There's some, a lot of streets, you only have the wires on one side, so
So we're talking
you
about
have
tomorrow
that.
night.
It's just to pay attention to that,
They-
because so many
Very
people
where-
have been wanting small trees that don't do very
Oh,
much.
I won't put a small tree in a big tree location.
go to
Yeah.
that.
I always put a shade tree where there's no power lines
Yeah,
and an underwire tree where there's
yeah.
power
Well,
lines.
that's the good thing about your doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you let somebody else do it, they want to put like, the
Yeah.
the hydrangea tree, that only
Yeah.
gets this big and, it's nice, but it's not a shade tree.
Right. And what time is that hearing? I mean,
6 o'clock?
6.
here?
Yes. I'm not sure it'll get discussed.
You can go on Zoom, by
You
the
can just
way.
go in Zoom because there's lots of things to discuss. You might be sitting here for hours.
Okay, Zoom is a good option. I still
It
can't.
was just one thing that was brought up amongst a many. But they might not do it since Dave has already axed his budget.
Does
It's
does the-
significantly.
Does the Arbor Day Foundation ever fund tree planting?
I mean, we
Like
get,
if that-
we get a lot of those smaller trees, right?
Uh-huh,
But they haven't really donated any bigger trees that I'm aware of.
and do they ever give funding for that if we lost the money for it?
There was somewhere along the line, there was a grant. Was it through Arbor Day or I think it's through the state?
Yeah, it was
But-
the Project Canopy grant.
Yeah, but apparently it's very rigorous. It's almost, they found it was very rigorous to work with them.
Yeah, oh, it was 11 years ago that the town submitted a
The
grant.
town didn't really want to do it again because
Yeah, the town got fed up. It's too much work.
it was tons of work. And it's really more designed for towns that don't have any tree program at all.
Uh-huh.
So to get them started.
Actually, it was the Project Canopy grant that funded the Emerald Ash Borer study.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So that's who paid for that. Louisa, was it? Or
Lisa
Yeah.
didn't pay for it, but she did it. Yeah.
she was a paid intern.
Yeah.
So that was, the money was used for that. So it went to good
Good. Great.
purposes,
I
so.
think for the budget purpose, the thing is that we have implemented a goal of planting 50 trees a year. And this is just trying to keep up with that goal.
Uh-huh. Okay,
And if you cut that, then there'll be a gap and then we'll fall behind. And then if we have some type of problem like the ash trees or something like that die off, there'll be a generation of time when there'll be no trees. And that's, that isn't what you want. You want to like continually plant trees each year. So you don't just have 1 year class, you have staggering year classes of tree growth. Because as those mature, they'll die off and then you'll have ones backfilling, there'll always be different
Mhm.
ages of trees within the town. So you're never in a time when you have nothing. I think that's the ultimate goal, right?
yeah, definitely.
And if you curtail that tree program, it's hard to bring it back. You've got momentum.
Right,
We're doing it. We have volunteers that help with the app. This is a big part of what the Conservation Commission stands for. It's that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's what I think you'd say.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll try and go.
And of course, all the
Oh my
things
God.
that trees do,
What's that?
And there's all the things that trees do.
Yeah.
They calm
definitely.
people down. They create oxygen, shade, keep down the temperature.
Are you guys all familiar with forest bathing?
Yes.
Are you really? I mean, it's real.
Oh,
neat.
yeah, there's certification for being a forest bathing instructor.
In
So
Maine, you
what
can
do you
get
do?
certified.
Just kind of immerse yourself in the forest?
Go for a walk in the woods.
Oh, I do that all the time. So.
I know. It's
Right, but I guess there's a protocol
Canada,
now.
in Canada and a lot of the Scandinavian countries, it's prescribed by doctors.
I was reading something about that, how it kind of brings down your
Yeah.
your stress level.
It's not just that, but it's also the type of air you're breathing and how it's cleans out your
Yeah,
lungs. and
it's-
For
stuff.
me, it's getting stress creative because I look around and see all the diseases in
Oh,
the
no.
trees.
Oh, no,
But
you can't do that.
no, but honestly, it is kind of like that's where I've gone my whole life, to calm down.
Moving water and trees produce negative ions, and that has a sort of a positive effect. It's funny because they're called negative ions, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot behind it.
All right, let's go back to agenda.
Can I ask a quick question? I apologize that I was late, but are you able to, and if you describe this again, I'm sorry, but are you able to like quickly assess maybe scale of 1 to 10, like how in danger that part of the budget is for us?
I can say.
I didn't
I'm on the
hear.
budget.
I didn't hear it being
It
cut.
was, no, it was just brought up by some member, I don't know who.
Okay,
But people were looking for ways to cut things because it's, it's, everyone's looking for ways to trim things. And that was one of the ones that came up. But I'm going to be there. I'm on the committee. I'll be fighting
Yeah.
for it. So
okay. all
I'm
right.
just an FYI. that's
Okay,
all.
no, that's good to know. Thank you.
I think you would cut something that causes more stress, not something that takes away stress, right?
Exactly.
Right.
That one. What you said. Let's do that one. All right.
I forgot that.
Okay.
Well, we're getting ready to start doing that again this year, and kind of wondering if I should just continue doing how I've been doing it and buying the trees as I go, because that seems to be working better than trying to order a bunch of trees and then being totally
Right.
committed to them, and then people don't want those ones, and so what I do is I usually will stop by at different places, the different nurseries, and if I see trees on sale or something, I'll kind of buy them.
Nice.
Yeah, because I've been doing that, and I've been kind of saving money buying the trees, doing that.
And
Okay.
it's less work on you guys.
And it's a lot less work, and I try to buy them when, so I can handle them. When you start getting the root balls like this big, it just gets to be a lot of work.
Mm.
But I think we're getting to a point now where you got to buy the tree for the spot almost versus just buy a bunch of trees and put them in the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Before we had so many spots that we were able to kind of put trees we had a lot more, flexibility on where things could go because there was so many places,
Right.
but it's getting kind of tighter now. So like the spots are more kind of, you got to kind of look at the location and see what there is for sun and see how much space there is and like what the people kind of want, because we're getting to the people that are fussier and the people that are, that there's less locations and they're in tighter spots. And
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that universally, but I think that's kind of what I notice is happening. It's not as easy now as it was 3-4 years ago.
Right.
Because I just had so many other places to put stuff.
Don't forget the right of way that
No, yours is an
Okay.
easy one.
Okay,
That's
good.
an easy one.
we just got a
Is it-
major portion of a wooded area deforested on Hardin Avenue. So we still have a right of way where we could replant trees.
Wow.
So
Do you have any ideas about Arbor Day, where to put up the tree or what?
No, I meant to go
Well,
over
can we-
there.
Can we
Wait,
talk
can we go
about
back?
Arbor Day?
Wait,
We're gonna
except
talk-
I don't feel like we totally covered the idea of the presentation that we're going to give wherever it is. All we said was find a place, but
Right.
what are we going to do? And who's going to do it?
Isn't Brian's going to do his slide presentation, right?
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
you say?
Okay, so we have that all.
The C Fair?
Oh, no, this is for the Emerald Dashboard, right?
Yeah, we were trying to think of other ways besides the brochure that we can,
They're talking about doing something here and also
public.
doing something at
Villager,
Here
right?
Cafe
Or
Yeah.
the library?
or the library.
okay,
Yeah,
but we do have a, yeah, so we have a presentation all set. Okay, thank you.
Let's put Brian on that. We'll ask him about.
Yeah, I think he,
The key thing is like what dates are available.
yeah,
This room has, you have to work within the availability of it. And why don't we email around on that? So it happens in the month of April. At least 2 events. Ideally 3. How about that?
great.
That sound good?
Yep.
Okay. Do you mind if we move on to Arbor Day planning and stuff?
That sounds good.
But since Dave's here and he might not be up here for the whole time, but can I ask, did you be able to find anything? Place to put a new tree? Anything in Harbor Park?
I want to put them on in the sidewalk over
Okay.
there. Kind of was thinking cutting out that spot on the sidewalk, but I haven't physically gone over there and put my eyes. I'll do it today when I go.
And maybe after the
Yeah.
meeting, because I wanted to ask you about something with the garden club. We can walk over together.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe I got to talk with
Hey.
the guy they hired over at the library if I want to put anything in that area.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have to set up an appointment with him to.
Okay.
It used to be Dave Jackson,
Yeah, it's a different person now.
so it's a new person. So
I don't think for,
When you decide, Dave, can you tell us about it? Because we were going to put it as part of the program for Arbor Day,
what
the tree planting part.
can I tell you where it's?
When he
Gonna be,
figures it
And
out.
also,
As soon as I find it, I'll let you. I'll
Great.
send an email.
what were you going to say, Sam?
I was going to say, I don't think it's like prohibitive to us planning. The only thing is it needs to be walkable to the,
That's the big thing.
Amphitheater.
You want it close to the location, right?
Right.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
do that. It ends up being on the library property, unless I put it in the sidewalk.
Okay,
That's
Yeah.
kind of the conundrum I'm in right now. So I want to, if I can't find something in the library on the sidewalk, I'm going to work with the guy from the library
Hmm.
about maybe a place where they want to put it, preferably right in the amphitheater. I'd love to put one.
The
over there.
amphitheater is really, is controlled by the, what's it called? The plan by the,
You know where else we could do it?
it's really controlled there, but the Harbor Park has more flexibility.
We have planted trees in the amphitheater for Arbor Day in the past, but it was
Replacements.
part of their
Right.
plan.
That's
So
what
it
it-
has to be a birch or they've got a whole thing.
The guy, exactly. They told me that same exact thing. But I had another idea and I already asked about the tree. Audra wanted a specific tree called a weeping elm tree. I think that's what it was, right?
Capernaum.
Weeping, no, it wasn't a Camperdown elm. It was a weeping beech.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And I know we're not giving it much of a chance. It's weeping and it's a beech, but we could plant that over by the bridge and Harbor Park, or the public landing rather.
It won't get the leaf curl.
I mean, you'd have to research whether it's vulnerable to the leaf bark. I mean, the beech bark and beech leaf, right?
Well, there is a, what's it called? The medicine you give something before it gets.
Oh, yeah, Rebecca said that there was a way to actually inoculate
pro-
them.
But I'm just thinking that's another alternative, but we'd have to walk over to the public landing, but that's not really that far, right?
That's the right thing to do for the Arbor Day. That
No.
was more like we're like,
Okay.
well, it's an experiment. If it dies, it dies.
Okay.
We're promoting shade trees as like.
It was just
sort of
another,
Why, people ask why you chose this or that, and there's
Right.
there's a lot to criticize.
It was
there,
another
as being
idea.
our hallmark tree planting.
okay, I'll focus more on by where we're gonna be doing it. I think it's just gonna be easier to do
You
that.
gotta look in the app, maybe, and see where
Well, we're talking by the amphitheater though. It's either in the sidewalk or I gotta work with the library.
I thought we were talking about the public landing here.
I was just saying that's an alternative. Like if
There's
I,
some other alternative places in public venue too. Or-
yeah, I agree. But, you know, if like the library thing and the sidewalk thing doesn't work out, I'll have to expand to either the downtown or the public landing. So we'll have to walk all the way from the public landing to the amphitheater.
Having this event and-
That's, I'm trying to keep it in that, yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, I think keeping it walkable is probably, at least from our perspective, as we plan that event, that's probably, especially when you talk about access, you know. If you
I'll
have
be honest, I
anyone-
haven't put a lot of effort into nailing that exact location down, and I will.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
probably a good
not-
thing for everybody, maybe to walk around and look.
Right. I'm thinking maybe there might be something on the corner by C Street,
I would, yeah,
right there.
yeah,
Maybe we can do something in
that's
that
pretty
be
corner.
bare.
great.
Actually, I think when you go up, you go up Atlantic Ave and take a right on C Street, I think we had to cut a tree down right there on the right-hand side.
Wow.
Oh, years ago, like 4 or 5 years
We do
ago.
it in the little town property, but where the bridge is and the, you know, where we had the tree cutting incident before with the,
That's what I was thinking of, the
like where David
weeping.
Brook comes in. And
Oh, right. Yeah. Could you, but there's not a lot of space there. We'd have to walk down and in but you know, maybe something over there.
The best thing would be to have something in Harbor Park, I think,
I think you're right.
because
Yeah, I mean, if there's something.
I think we'll be able to figure it out. I think we're gonna, let me work this a little bit more and be a little bit more diligent with it. And I promise I'll have something in the next week or so.
Especially because those barberry bushes have to come out eventually anyway.
That's between you and them. I'm not gonna get.
I'm not, I'm just saying.
I know.
Reach out to some of them. They're all about talking about that kind of stuff.
Well, I can't take it out, but I'm just saying.
Talk to Natalie or,
No, there's a new person. That's what he
well,
does.
there's the board and then there's the.
We don't know his name. Forgot his name.
I forget it too, but
I will
apparently he's
look-
very enthusiastic.
all right, so we're calling this Arbor Day, but it's like not any Arbor Day, really.
Arbor Day is a month, really.
It's it's Arbor Week in Maine. If anyone if anyone gets
Okay.
this question, it's Arbor Week in Maine and it's in April, May. Arbor Day is in April. That's national and that's not our business. In Maine, it's Arbor Week.
Okay,
and it's because a bunch of sixth graders advocated for that. They like went to Augusta and were like, why are we doing
Perfect.
this in April? It's so cold. You can't get into the ground. What are you thinking?
Awesome.
Yeah. And they were right.
Okay, so but it almost coincides with Labor Day,
Almost.
mean,
but it
Memorial
feels
Day.
Memorial Day,
Yes.
and so that brings up the Memorial Day parade and whether we want to do Emerald Ash Borer in that, or is that just too crowded because it's the Monday before this event?
Okay,
It is.
Yeah.
it's the 30th, right?
No, yeah, our event is the 30th, which is
Right.
a Saturday, and Memorial Day is the Monday, the last Monday in the month.
The Monday, that's 25th.
Yeah.
Right. So it's before,
Oh, Arbor Day during the parade.
You could do that.
Could be like, pull a banner and be like,
We have banners.
Yeah,
right, that's what we could do. Instead of having another float, because I'm not really feeling really, yeah. Anyway, we should finish talking about Arbor
Okay.
Day
Yes.
itself,
Kathy, why don't
Arbor
you-
Week Day.
Any updates on,
yeah, actually, we have quite a few. Do you want to report in on the poetry? Basically, Arbor Day is the poetry event,
Yes,
so it's,
same thing.
and we're trying to keep it arts focused with this year again emphasizing poetry, but we've also included music. But do you want to do some reporting on it?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Well, you worked really hard to get Louisa to be part of the programming as a musician, which is really exciting. Well, I don't know. What else is there that's different from last year?
We
I'm trying
We
to think.
did, Sam sent out notices to all the schools, inviting students to submit poetry,
That's
which
right.
we're
Yeah.
waiting.
We're waiting. That's right. We might.
Yeah,
we
we're
have
short like 2 students, I think. We
Yeah.
basically have everybody committed except for 2 students. that 2 slots for students.
Oh, okay.
But there is
Um,
still room. I mean, like, people are welcome to participate if they want to read, if they want to write. That's still a possibility. We could squeeze people in, I think, pretty easily.
Right.
So.
Wait, so are you planning on that just being anybody just step up on that day, or
No.
you need
No,
them?
no,
no, yeah,
we've
okay,
been
planned.
waiting for the teachers to get back to us,
Okay.
which I think we'll be lucky if we get 2 people. I don't know. Are you feeling optimistic about it, or?
I asked, so I'm in touch with a teacher at Cress, and I asked for April 15th as the deadline to hear from them. So we might have more school involvement, but, they're busy and we just don't know yet. So
Is that Waldorf School in Camden, or that's in Rockport?
It's in Rockport, but
Yeah.
most of the kids come from Camden.
it's the public school for Camden Rockport.
So were they approached too?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm in touch with. There's the
Oh.
fourth grade teacher there,
Oh,
or
good.
one of them I'm in
At
touch
Ashwood?
with. At Cress, the elementary school.
I'm talking about
Ashwood.
Ashwood, yeah.
I'm not in touch with Ashwood. No,
Is Alfie
It just
doing
seems like-
the
I don't
the
know anyone.
poetry on downtown? Is the
I don't think
poetry on the
so.
windows? Alfie at the middle
I think-
school.
You know,
She's retiring after this year.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that Brian and Kathleen both had separate conversations, but also this is totally random. I heard Mark Burrows on the radio. Did anyone hear that on Main
No.
Calling? He was calling and talking about the Camden Poetry Festival,
Oh, yeah.
and he mentioned how every year, and it sounded like they're doing it this year, the poetry on the windows.
Yep.
So as far as I know, that's on, but it's part of their event.
And I can't remember which week that was going to be.
The Camden Festival is the Poetry Festival is the week leading up to the Saturday that we're doing.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
Or I
I know
think
what
it's
the
a
thing
little
was. Yeah, the
earlier.
rest of Maine does it in April, but Camden's bled over into May this year.
their poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
because usually Poetry Month is April and they're
Yeah.
doing their thing in May.
Yeah.
And usually Arbor Day is in April and we're doing our thing.
See, we're just
We're just all, yeah, we're
Well,
all late.
It's been a
better
long
late
winter.
than ever.
We're all thawing out still.
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
the poetry festival's earlier this year, which is nicer because we were right on the heels of it last year, and I think people got confused about another poetry thing. So I think it's like the 10th it starts. So we're at the end of May. But so next Conservation Committee meeting, we will have a draft agenda. We didn't have it now because hasn't been all confirmed, but
Oh, wait. Will it be way too late to draft people during Poetry Week? Because that's when the poets will all be out roaming around, right? You
Yeah.
could say, do you want to be in our?
yeah, no, I mean, we have Mark Burrows as the token poet,
Okay.
but we could have some other ones too, because I thought it's a nice connection with that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So pretty much the whole first, half hour is presentations about the Camden Conservation Committee, the EAB work, the street tree program is on there again, and also heritage trees. So it's about the programs of the Conservation Committee. And then Sam and Evelyn are going to do an EAB skit in that portion.
Hi.
And then the rest are presentations of poems and music. So that's the day. It's a little longer because people said it was too short last year. So if you still know of anybody who'd like to either read a poem that they wrote or something, their favorite tree poem, we have 2 slots left.
So I have my daughter's email,
Perfect.
but she might do it.
Great.
You can ask her.
Great.
You guys you want to send her an email?
I do. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it might be better if you do.
That's
Not
true.
like forcing her to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And are you interested in reading now?
I'll say something, but I don't know if I want to read a poem.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you get to talk about the tree program.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
We have.
Are we gonna do an award
Maybe I could introduce the stuff, maybe, or something like that, like I did last year a little bit.
Wait, weren't we going to do an award? There was some
Yeah.
kind of an award.
The idea of that, did we? 'Cause we didn't.
What was it for? Do you remember?
Last time, right? We just acknowledged, weren't we gonna maybe, I don't wanna ruin it,
Oh, wait, we were talking about,
but about, we didn't actually, I guess I'll say about maybe giving Dom an award.
Dominic?
We didn't actually do that, did we? We just.
No, I just acknowledged them.
wait, weren't we
Okay.
talking about doing the people who,
Nancy Caudle is one of the people we were talking about,
yeah,
right?
How about we do like a,
Maybe, yeah.
So,
I don't know, that was sort of like our proposed, like,
Yeah, and were we gonna try to
way of
recognize
making
our
up
favorite
for-
tree, maybe? Good ideas. Like that.
no,
Maybe
I don't
some
remember
people that
this.
Have been taking care of that ash tree that's the 300-year-old one.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Like
that would
way
be
of giving some
particularly
recognitions,
good.
and maybe we can
Yeah.
have a little subcommittee or something.
I've never, this is completely news to me.
Oh.
So,
Maybe it was only in my mind or with a side conversation.
No,
Hey.
the actual conversation was about the woman who, Nancy, what's her name?
Caudle Johnson.
sure.
Nancy, about, for all the work that she and her husband did to
Yeah.
set up set the whole stage for like
Is she-
tree,
how about,
tree
Another
things.
word.
in
how about you
the-
do like a
in
Hall of
Camden.
Fame kind of thing, like where you put multiple people, and then we could just keep on adding people to that list, put like a little plaque, like do a thing that says, you know, for people that have gone above and beyond for the preservation of trees in the town of Camden, and like, you know, do a nice, like a bigger one.
There are a slew of garden club people in the past who. were
Right, you know, we
really-
could, just like the annual report, you could nominate somebody, and then during the ceremony, you could say, dedicate it to that person, and then we could put their thing on a,
We could carve their name into the ash tree, into that oak tree.
I don't have that anymore though, but.
Or,
Right. he
But you know what
gave
I'm
it
saying?
away.
The
Maybe it's
thing,
something
yeah.
like that, where it's not just one thing you give somebody, it's like something, that way it's a legacy thing. It keeps on like adding to all the people
Garden
that have
club probably
contributed.
really appreciate.
Yeah, and then it can be put somewhere other people can see it,
Yep.
instead of
Who
just
do you
like,
start with though?
right, and
well, you could start with Nancy and Dominic, you know, I
I thought
mean.
you said, you can start with me.
Oh, no, I wasn't saying me, but you know, like people could, you know, then it would make it easy each year to nominate somebody, because then you just have to have the thing engraved and you put it on the next spot.
Like in here.
Yeah,
Only people
exactly.
coming
That's
from-
what I was thinking, to be in here, and
How do you think, how would the
can-
voting happen? Or do we just as a group
you guys,
nominate?
as a group, could just say, you know, I nominate
I see,
so-and-so, who seconds the nomination, and then you all vote, and then if someone has strong feelings against it, they can vote against it, and
Yeah, sure.
and then we can have, you know, feats of strength.
So,
Right in there.
yeah, I love that on the record. I think it's a great idea. I guess like because Kathleen and I are planning this event and had no idea about this, which is a great idea. Maybe just if
Super
there's
easy.
okay.
well, she's been planning it, so let's hear.
Yeah.
I think events are easy to plan from the outside.
No, like the plaque thing and everything would be super easy to get.
I don't even think she's thinking about that. It's just
more like
That's I think that's a good example though of like what comes with like just the reality of putting into it's always more than just like, oh, it'll be super easy, which is fine. I'm not opposed to it,
Oh, I
but
know, like who engraves the little plaque thing? Who does that?
who pays
I mean,
for
I-
it?
Pays
When do we
for
do
it.
it?
The wood carving?
I think like you just get the little metal tag and it has their name on it, and then, you know.
Are you volunteering for this part of it?
I could do that part. That's pretty easy. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's an
I
easy
don't want to
thing do.
assign it to you, but I also am like,
Super easy to,
aware.
I'll have somebody else that I'm going to assign it to.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I think maybe what you know what, maybe we should think of this awards part as if we could fit it in this year,
Yeah.
but next year definitely plan for it.
Yeah.
So there's like,
How far are we away?
it's
2 months.
6
2
weeks
months.
or 2 months.
We could get that plaque ordered.
But we're
and-
doing all this other stuff.
No, but you were saying you wanted to nominate somebody, right?
No, I was just thinking that we could think
We
about,
could do it.
We could do it next
It
year.
doesn't have to be those
Yeah,
two.
that's what I
Other
mean,
stuff.
like have an
can I
award
just-
ceremony.
I have an idea. Okay. How about we plan this as something that can easily be inserted or removed
Right.
from the program? That way nothing is dependent except a line in the agenda.
Yeah,
How's
if I
that?
could, if
Yeah.
I can call somebody up and they
That's
can have it done in
diplomatic.
a week,
Perfect.
we do it.
Then we would love to, that'd be great.
But I know
right?
making the little tags, like I had to go to Rockland, and like knock on someone's door.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
You're
Get,
like,
get the little engraved tag, 'cause
Yeah.
only one person did it.
yeah.
But let me find
Well,
out.
so
you can also
weird.
just, recognize.
You could
well,
just, you could
Like we,
recognize,
good point.
every year we dedicate the town dedicates the annual report to somebody.
that's a
Yeah.
good point.
And how do you go through that decision process?
Yes, that's my
Oh.
question.
You could recognize somebody and then say.
That's what I want to hear
Over
about.
email. We do it over email and the select board banters about it. And
Okay, we could give that a go. And it may or may not work out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then if
And
we
then we'll
have
do
the
it for
thing to
real
put it on,
next year.
Yeah,
we put it on there.
right.
If not, they just get
Yeah.
acknowledged.
I think that's a good way to
And if we
approach
have the
it.
plaque by then, we say you get acknowledged and your name goes up on the hall of whatever.
Right.
what Nancy did
The
for
hall- the
Audra
Tree
and
Hall
I
of
one
Fame.
time, my first Arbor Day, was there was a tree planted in the amphitheater, and she made a big thing of how, I don't think she was really giving us an award or anything, but she was saying, you're responsible for this tree. Like, this is your spirit tree, and these, you're supposed to look over and check in on this tree. And
Did it
so if we're
die?
planting a tree, maybe it could be like each year a tree gets planted in somebody's,
In someone's name.
yeah. But that might be too complex, but
That's getting a little too.
but, you know, Nancy did have a whole. thing with that.
Can I go back to my report again?
Yes,
I forgot
Please,
something.
please.
Don't mean to.
I
bounce
guess
back and
so.
forth.
I guess we'll allow
I
it.
got a call from Nancy. And
Okay.
I can play it right now if you all want to hear it, or I can just summarize it for you.
Say it for the record.
We're on YouTube.
No, it's okay.
just
I think it's okay. But basically Nancy called and said that there was some trees that were vandalized on High Street in front of the Mainstay Inn, kind of just up from the Mainstay Inn. And I needed to investigate.
Oh,
And I went over and looked and, yeah, she was right. You know how they have the little esplanade between the sidewalk and the road?
Yeah.
There's 2 trees in front of one house that are just like, they're like this big.
Oh,
But, and all the rest are kind of bigger, you know, but somebody checked into that and because they knew the homeowner and I guess the UPS truck went off the road there and hit 2 of those trees. And
Oh,
they,
wow.
I guess they never did as well after that. So this person tried to prune them up like the last year and that's why they look like that. But we're going to replace those 2 trees, make a long story short. And there's nobody to prosecute at this point because it happened like almost 5 years ago.
did you tell them though that
It
they're,
was probably an accident.
no matter what the intentions are, they can't prune the trees without asking?
I said they should have checked with me before pruning the trees, but I wasn't going to get too heavy-handed about that.
No, that's good for her to tell you that.
Yeah.
There should be a way that real estate people or somebody informs new owners about this, you know, what right of way means with trees.
We talked about that last week,
Yeah,
last
like
month.
that, like the new person, the
Like
Camden pamphlet. Here's the
Yeah,
things you
yeah,
need
the
to know.
welcome wagon packet went at the front
Yeah.
office that would include information on what the norms and laws are.
The do's and don'ts of
Still have
Camden.
those packets?
I don't know. We were just thinking it would be a good idea if they did.
The trees down in the right of way. I know that.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it should be just a tree thing, honestly. Like,
Oh, we could do just a
here's
tree
the thing
yeah.
about Camden, moving to Camden.
New things to know. if you
Trees
move to
matter
Camden,
here.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I actually like that better because it's a lot easier.
That's kind of some of the idea of the
Tree
tree.
core.
Yeah, and we have a pamphlet already,
Yeah,
so we could just insert it.
perfect.
I think that's a good idea.
Allison, did you want to add anything from the select board? I know you've been, a lot going on.
Did you hear they want to
With
cut the
your,
tree
like,
budget?
was there anything on the select board to add to the agenda?
Did I hear what?
Did you have anything from,
No, Dave, something about cutting the
I
tree
said,
budget?
I didn't know if she knew about them wanting to cut the tree planting budget.
no, it was just, like I told you, it was just a suggestion by somebody. I don't know who it was.
Well, that's how
Oh.
it starts.
was going to say Barb's on the budget committee, so hopefully she could speak up for the trees,
I will
but
be.
she'll alert us if
Yeah,
more advocacy is needed.
you're the Lorax, don't forget it.
Just that there are a number of things on the likely to be, hopefully, on the select board agenda for Tuesday. And is everybody on the mailing list for the town? So when agendas are issued,
I'm not.
I
So-
used
I get
to
it.
be, I've got to change myself again, but I'm
so it
not a
would be
member.
good to anybody who isn't getting those agenda notifications from, they usually come from Janice, should right away ask to be added to that, because overall, that's just one of the things that can be really helpful, is to have
Yeah.
people monitoring what comes up on the agenda. It is unfortunately kind of fast. I think by Friday, it's usually like Friday for a Tuesday meeting. And so I don't know exactly what is going to be on the agenda, but I believe that a number of planning board items are on there, possibly I don't know if we talked about this already at all, but the planning department, as you know, hasn't had enough time to do all of the things that we've talked about on the Conservation Commission, like the stream protection overlay zones and all of these things that there's kind of been broad agreement on. And then Jeremy's talked about doing ordinances, but with the amount of work that is needed to happen due to some of the state changes, I guess, and trying to keep up with that, and then other applications that have come into the planning board for like site plan review for the expansion, for instance, of Nordhaven over on Spring Brook. There's a lot happening, and for one reason or another, the things fall not getting done are some of these ordinance changes that the Conservation Commission wanted, like shoreline zoning stuff. So we did have one thing that came to the select board last time, which was just a very minor change to be in compliance with state definitions for basically what high tide is and how far back you have to be from high tide. And they just changed that ever so slightly. Jeremy said that due to the fact that they haven't been able to get like a comprehensive revision together for specifically like shoreline armoring, like we had talked about with the piers, that he probably has time. Hopefully we have time to present us with a moratorium language that would be similar to the piers, what we did with saying, okay, no additional piers for 180 days while the town crafts an ordinance that takes into consideration all of the negative impacts and different things that should be considered. So my hope is that Jeremy will be ready for that on this next agenda.
Right, I was going to bring that up, and
Oh, good.
because I want to make sure that the moratorium, not just new armoring, but any, not to even replace or repair existing armoring or anything
Right,
else.
like I think they could probably do it like with the piers where it's, major, they would probably prohibit anything non-emergency repairs.
And who decides that?
Usually that would be an engineer would be required to submit something saying that, it was an emergency and that a structure was in danger. Because you have to give people like a little bit of,
Okay.
if there's something like catastrophic that happens that is going to mean somebody's house falls in. I don't think there are very many of those situations, but it's feeling like by the time they get around to these comprehensive revisions where we talk about, the living shorelines and hybrid solutions and all the different things they want to incentivize, it'll be like the whole harbor will already be a concrete wall. So they are finding that it is negatively impacting, abutting property owners as well. Just the disruption of the construction, the impact on the roads even. So it would be good, maybe if Barb, you as the chair of the Conservation Commission could check in on that
Yeah.
and see how we're coming along.
I talked to Jeremy before I came.
Oh,
in
you
here,
did?
but Yeah.
Oh, did
on the
he
phone.
say anything?
He said to talk to Audra, and I was
Oh,
coming in
really?
here, so
He said to talk to Audra?
Audra to check in with you.
Okay. Well,
So-
yeah, maybe check in with Audra then. I've been kind of flat out with family. My father passed away and was in the ICU for 3 weeks before that. So I haven't been able to be as involved as normal in trying to
Totally
ask
understand.
and check in and do all this stuff. But I think it's important that, when the Conservation Commission, we've talked about a lot of these things so much. It's very easy for the planning department to have all these different applications that come in for development and all of those people have hired consultants and engineers and lawyers that are like, where's my application? Where's this? Is this getting on the agenda? Is this getting on the ballot? And if we
Ours
don't
goes
do
by
that
the
as
way.
a conservation commission or as a group of citizens, it's the squeaky wheel that will get the grease. So
I was also what was I gonna ask you?
but get on the agenda list and see what ends up on the agenda. And then there might be things that the Conservation Commission or somebody would want to go to our meeting. The other thing is that the grant agreement will be, will be on the agenda for select board approval. So that's that National Fish and Wildlife Foundation National Coastal Resilience Grant for $5.9 million. They've finalized that, and now it just needs the select board to say, yes, we'll be accepting that money. So
Oh, I
That
know
would be
another question. I didn't know if you had any inside information on Lake Beach Park area. What Rebecca and
mhm.
they did a plan of it, and then Blake. did-
Pamela.
Pamela.
Mhm.
And then Blake did some work too, talked about how that area needs to be changed. And I was just wondering, is that just sitting in a desk somewhere? Is it think it's moving forward anywhere in the near future?
No, because they did that FEMA repair, which, violates all of the principles of, there's just nothing. That's a example of the type of shoreline stabilization that we would want to not do in the future. But
So,
that was
I think
needed
the
to
only
just
repair-
keep it safe for people to in the short term. So anything beyond that would require funding. And as you know, on the budget committee, there's not a lot of appetite for discretionary things like that. That would require probably grant funding, so that ideally the next time that things start to fall apart there, we don't just recreate the problem. We do something better.
So just by putting those stairs in, that was with FEMA money.
And rebuilding the a portion of the wall, yeah,
No, was
and
that happening?
repaving. Mhm.
Where is it?
Lake
Bay
Beach.
Beach.
Oh,
There used to be granite steps that went down,
Yeah.
always getting beat up. And they repaired them numerous times
and now,
at big expense. And so the last time they were completely destroyed, we put in a different kind of staircase that moves with the
I haven't
tides.
seen that.
Well, and then the other thing is, in addition to the stairs getting washed out, the whole wall a portion of the wall was washed out as well. And so they rebuilt that and they repaved some of the stuff. But no, to answer your question, there is no grant proposal in the works or somebody that's, no, that's kind of dead for now. We got some surveying of the public access points. And there was talk about identifying some of those, like the Curtis Island Overlook and different
Right.
places where you actually could get down to the water,
Mhm.
which is a really important part of people being able to monitor, how things are going and environmental concerns. So we did make some good progress with defining those boundaries, but nothing's been allocated for,
Hmm.
actual improvement.
Is there anything in the works to put a sign up on the one access point on Sherman's Point that I can never find?
Yes, that is because that was surveyed and everything to make sure. And the last I heard was that sign was going up as soon as the ground was soft enough to get a sign in the ground. Maybe we can get an official weighing in from Dave. Can you put signs in the ground now? Or if we entered into the,
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's getting easier.
I know it's not your responsibility to do that, it's Parks and Rec, but
I mean, it depends on,
I
you
see
know,
Public Works has managed to put in some signs.
if we're pounding a metal signpost in, it's pretty easy, but if you gotta dig a big hole and put
I think they're
concrete
doing
in,
those wooden ones, so
those are a little bit more, it might be still a little
we
frozen.
might have to wait a little tiny bit longer, but a really good thing to check in with.
I've never been able to find it. The one on Sherman's Point.
I made a whole video about how to find it.
I guess I didn't have it on me when I was like, I just drive down. and-
Oh, yeah, I mean, people ask me about this all the time, but you go down to all the way to the end of Sherman's Point Road. And then you get to a T. You can either go left or right. Right is where the town owns all the way to the water.
Darn, spoiler. I want to see the video.
Yeah, where's the video?
It's on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh,
So it did something weird to my voice. I'm not sure why, but it's been viewed enough times that I've gotten some
Words.
people who were not happy that I made it. But there's just, the town owns about 20, you can argue about a few different things, but the part that is not at all in dispute, 100% town owned, is a 25-foot strip at the end of Sherman's Point Road if you go
To the right.
to the right. And it's, you'll see there's a bank that you can scurry down over. People used to walk around this kind of fence gate out to this ledge outcropping. That's more disputed territory, but yeah, I can send the video, but the sign will help. And feel free to, when you're checking in with Audra on other things, you could mention that too. Or Jeff Nathan. It's it's under the Parks and Rec dominion. So anyway, that's all that I can think of at the moment. I thought Alex did a great job on that article about the Emerald Ash Borer. Good job, guys, making that happen.
Well, there was some mistakes in it. I mean,
Very-
we sent him something and he took some stuff out of context.
Oh, I read it. I mean, I've seen a
It's all
lot of poor reporting over the years on different things, and there were some very minor mistakes. I would
Yeah,
say. I
the
thought it
key
was-
thing, there was some pushback that we didn't bid it out. They said we did bid it out. So
Oh, that was just some.
I know, it was just a mistake. And I just corrected everyone. who
Said
tried to
no,
complain.
we had a whole process, but then the select board came in and said
No, we didn't.
we want to give it to this guy.
It
Which
was
is
just
true.
saying it was
We did
bid
bid
it
it,
out.
we did bid it out.
We did.
That was he didn't. That was
He didn't
just
say,
a comment.
he just said this, the Conservation Commission picked this person.
I don't know.
Which wasn't. There was just a couple of comments that were trying to turn that into a negative thing. That I don't.
Yeah, I try to correct him.
Mhm. Let's focus on the pause. I thought it was a
Yeah.
a great
I know.
informative
Right,
article.
we're gonna try to put the original version, because he did a lot of research on other towns, which is great, and put that in Penn Bay Pilot, see if they have it as the original letter we did.
Yeah.
So just spread it around a little bit.
did you say there's a way to get on a list for the select board agendas?
Just
I
send
don't see, I'm just not immediately finding it. Do you know where it
email
is?
to Janice.
Oh, send an email to Janice?
Yes, but you should also in that email you could also say that you think it should be more prominent on the website or.
Okay.
Shoot, I know, I have to go to the stop.
It's all right.
picking my my son's at a
Thank you for
doctor's
coming.
appointment and I escaped while he is there, but I have to go get him now.
Thanks for
It's
coming.
fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
Thanks,
much.
guys. Sorry I've been so absent.
No,
I will be
No.
able to,
no.
things are
Family's
quiet.
most important. This is secondary.
Okay, so have we heard everything about the poetry? I felt like we stopped in the middle of that. Okay, cool.
And so, but I was gonna talk about the rain gardens, but I think energy is better spent on working on the armoring the shoreline, making sure that has a moratorium. But, the other thing I'm gonna tell you is that I got an email from Amy Thomas, who's about to become the president of the Camden Garden Club, but she's also the president of Wild Ones. And that she is putting on some panel discussion at the library on June 23rd, I believe. And she wanted to see if anyone from the Camden Conservation Commission wanted to talk about it. It's going to be on, as Dave was talking about, on I don't know if I'm saying
Rodenticide.
rodenticides. That's what he said. Emphasis on rodenticides and how they're bad for the environment, and that basically is because mostly birds, but also other small animals eat the other animals eat the poisoned rodents that you're trying to control, and then they get sick and die.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I don't ever use them, and I'm one of those people. I have one of those like two 5-gallon buckets in my basement with a little ramp, and that takes care of my problem. But I've been doing that for a few years. It's disgusting, but
I mean, what can the Camden Conservation,
I know. But I'm
Commission
wondering if anyone has,
contribute.
if you feel comfortable being on this panel.
yeah, being on a panel, I don't know. Unless one of us does have expertise on rodenticide, but I think we should be there just to make a statement that as a thing, like we as the Conservation Commission are opposed to anything that is endangering other species unnecessarily, any species unnecessarily. And rodenticide is an example of something that we would never, that we support any efforts to limit the use of. How's that sound?
What alternatives might there be to using the kind of
That's a good
concept?
idea.
There are things, we have two chicken families in our neighborhood. And so we have a rat problem now and then. And I think it's expensive, but there's something you can put out which the rats like, and then they lose their ability to reproduce. Doesn't actually.
Sounds like poison.
Yeah, it is a poison, but in the long run kind of works. I don't
Because
know whether
it doesn't hurt the animals that eat the animals that have eaten it.
I don't know enough about it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it's better.
Well, that's what I'm saying, like, if one of
But
us
we need,
does have
we need to
expertise
know.
to share, then that would be
And
worthwhile.
traps, of course. That's more specific
Right.
to the rat problem.
Did you say June 22nd?
June 23rd, I believe it was.
That's the thing.
Let me just get back here.
Can we leave that an open question until our
We're not
next
required.
meeting?
I just said I'd bring it to you, but I don't really feel like I could be of any benefit personally to it. So I said I'd bring it to the committee if anyone else did. Maybe Brian has some. June
He might,
23rd,
because he knows about chemistry, right?
Rodenticide Awareness Panel.
Yeah. So like maybe we could just
Feel
table this till the next
Yeah.
meeting?
Yeah. Sounds good.
That's what the owner was, the original owner.
No, he was the original one.
I think we're good. After that, is there anything else anybody wanted to add?
Granville was the owner of the quarry.
I
One
suggest we
is not about
adjourn.
us.
Does anyone have a second?
I'll show you.
All right. Any objections?
Really, I
All right.
promise I know.
We're leaving at 2:12.
On the